For nearly a decade, you've been asking Jason questions. But did anyone think to fact check this guy? This is the Audit Jason Show. Hello, everybody. My name is Jason Piercy, and this is the Audit Jason Show. Let's watch the 23rd episode of the Ask Jason Show. We skipped number 22 because it was about the provincial budget here in Newfoundland and Labrador at that time, and it was really timely and it was important, but it could not be less relevant today. So what a waste of everyone's time. So we're not going to do that. We're going to do an episode called No Such Thing as a Bad Market. And I think I know where this is going. I hope I do, because this is how I feel now. And I, fingers crossed, it's the same way I did then or something. So, are you ready, Joe? Yeah, I just recorded it. This is not my first day. I'm not the one that almost ruined the entire thing last time. You don't have this freaking guy. All right. Ready, Joe? Joey. Here we go. Any second now. On this episode, just because you're a loser doesn't mean the market's bad. Let me explain. This real estate stuff is not easy. So send me your questions and I will answer them. This is the Ask Jason Show. Hello, everybody. My name is Jason Piercy, and this is somehow made it to episode 23. That was a little high-pitched. Of the Ask Jason Show. What we just did right here live on Facebook is I asked everybody which of two questions they wanted to answer. Oh, cool. Did they want me to
I like this idea.
Why there is no such thing as a bad market, or did they want me to answer why every single building lot in and around St. John's is still overpriced? The answer was they want to talk about why there is no such thing as a bad market. So
If I were to ask that question today, I would get the other answer. Why every single building lot is overpriced, for sure. And it's even worse now. So I think maybe I think the way this played out is in a later episode. I answered that question. So if that's hopefully, if not, whatever. You just have to, Google me. I don't know. Can you edit that out, please? Please.
Next time, we'll get that other one. The question was asked to me.
Told ya.
Why do you say there's no such thing as a bad market? So warm. Fix myself up here a bit. Pink pants today. I'm wearing pink pants. I think that makes me the Pink Panther. What's the song? How does it go? The Pink Panther.
When I first met my fiance, we were going to the movies. We were going on a movie date, and I was wearing those pants. They wouldn't fit now, but they fit me really well then. They were just good pants, and I wore them too much probably because you know what it's like. You get a pair of pants that they work for you, So we're going to the movie, and we run into one of Sam's nieces, who at the time is, I don't know, 6, 7. And she still talks about my pink pants. I don't own them anymore. She still talks about it. And I say, I'm the Pink Panther. And to me, that's just golden. Oh, what a moment.
Was saying, yo, Piercy, that's me. Why do you say there's no such thing as a bad market? How is that possible? How is there no such thing as a bad market? Well, let me elaborate a little bit. What I'm saying is that in every single market, there are people who win and there are people who lose. So there are two opposing forces in every single market. What I consider a good market or a bad market depends on whether or not people are doing transactions. So if nothing ever gets done, nobody ever buys, nobody ever sells, nobody engages in anything at all. So the only thing that can be a bad market is a non-existent market. So that is then non-existent, not bad. A market, by definition, when it exists, it's good. The only bad market is one that doesn't exist, which means it's not even a market. So no such thing as a bad market. Now,
this reminds me of the worst philosophical debate that becomes a proof for the existence of God. It is you know what I'm going to say, don't you? It's awful. God exists by definition because God is all-knowing, all-powerful, lacks nothing. So something that lacks nothing cannot lack existence. Therefore, God exists by definition. And it's the worst argument. But it's kind of the same one that I use for a good market or a bad market. And so I guess there must be a God, because if there's a if there's a proof for the existence of God, it's that the choices can't be I'm wrong or there's no God. That can't be right. My mom, do not watch this one, please. How good a market depends on how many people are actually engaging in that market. Okay. How many people are buying, how many people are selling, how many transactions actually get done. Just as in life, in real estate, there are winners and there are losers. And I don't mean loser like you got no friend. I mean there's an obstacle and you either surpassed it and were victorious, or you did not surpass it and you were not victorious. If you go to compete for 9 other people to get a job and you got the job, well, there was 1 winner and 9 losers. That's the reality of life. There's no participation medal in life. This is what the real world is like. Now that I have a 3.5-ish month old son, Waylon, I say, I've said it before, but I say, no 8th place trophies in this house. Because I think, so there's legitimacy to it, accountability, resilience. It's our job as parents not to make our kids' lives easy. It's our job to carefully put them in difficult and slightly dangerous positions so that they can learn what it means to succeed and to fail. Knowing how to fail and what you get from failure is way, way more valuable than what you get from success. So it's, before anybody in life can be an actual winner, you got to be a loser over and over and over again. And I think I just cured all of my childhood trauma from not being popular. Accurate. Goes for a real estate transaction. In nearly every single real estate transaction, there are 2 sides. One is victorious, one is less victorious. You can have deals that are mutually agreeable, but somebody got a little bit of an upper hand all the time. If you have a very heavy buyer's market like we do right now, buyers are winning. No. Buyers are getting good deals because the supply and demand chain is sort of out of wonk, so buyers have leverage. When that flips over and goes back to where it was maybe 6 or 8 years ago, the sellers will win. People will get top dollar for houses because there's less stuff available than there are people looking for it. So at that point in time, the sellers win. There are winners and losers in real estate. Just because you're a loser doesn't mean the market is bad. I'm gonna say it again. Just because you're a loser doesn't mean the market is bad. And it also doesn't mean that you don't have friends, and I'm sorry, that's not what I meant. I'm a big proponent of mental health. I do not mean to insult you, mostly because I may have myself some mental health issues. In summary, bad markets do not exist because the only way a market can be bad is if it is non-existent. Strong market, weak market, what the hell does that even mean? Somebody's going to win, somebody's going to lose. Your job as somebody who wants to make money, who said it? Winston Churchill? The money's made when there's blood in the streets. Was not Winston Churchill. It was not Winston Churchill. It was Rothschild. It was not Winston Churchill. Or accredited to that family anyway. Right now, you pick what side you want to be on. That's all I got to say. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you, Facebook Live. Thank you, Costco, Kirkland, Breakfast Blend. Thank you, Director Joe. Thank you, air conditioning. We will see you next time. Thank you, Pink Pants. So that you can get good real estate-related information from a resource that you can trust. Now, speaking of resources you can trust, here's a couple I would trust to work with my mom. Because good enough for mom. I mean, good for you. I'm wearing a hoodie. Okay, cool. Oh, first ever episode sitting here is next. That's the first ever episode sitting, but it's 25, so we don't have a 24. Interesting. Okay, anyway, let's stop this. So I mean, I'm down with that. I think that that's basically true. Classic emotionally immature version of me needs to like over dramatize it and say, well, just because you're a loser, just to try it. But that's like to get clicks. That's all that is. And I mean, clearly it worked. It was a very popular episode, not on YouTube as much, but on Facebook it was when it originally went up. It was a very popular episode. That might have as much to do with the pants and the dancing, the dancy pantsy, pink panther dancer, pantser prancer. They were the pink panther prancer dancer. Anyway, why? I'm sorry, Sam. Please still love me. Yeah, he's like. So the only thing that I would audit or adjust about that is that, yes, it's still true. Good market, bad market isn't about the strength of the market. If there are a lot of transactions being done, that's a strong market. A weak market is not a lot of transactions being done. People often think of whether or not the market is good based on how sellers interact with it. Most people will assign strong market to high prices and quick sales. But if you're a buyer, a strong market is one where you can capitalize. So it's not if it's a good or bad market. It's not if it's a strong or weak market. It's can you accomplish the goal that you're trying to accomplish? And if you can, then how can you make an argument that that market doesn't favor you? And the market that favors you is the good market. It's the one that's good. It's not bad. If it's bad, then you're not doing good because good and bad are different. So remember when I said I'm not emotionally mature like that anymore? Yeah, I was wrong. Anyway, thank you for watching this episode of the Audit Jason Show. And I like it. We'll see you next time when, for the first time ever, I'm sitting right here filming Ask Jason. And I miss that shirt. I do. I ripped it when I got fat. Thanks for watching. Bye.